are here at All Nations Soccer Club. It's mid-March, and what we're doing now is sharing about mentors in our lives. And today we have Amir, who's going to share about a mentor in his life. And you know, all of us have, a lot of the guys here are really great soccer players. You might notice that some of them, like Joshua and some of these guys, they played a lot of soccer and they've gotten very good at it. But you know, it's not without the help of great coaches along the way. And you might notice something about Amir is that he loves to coach. Like if you're ever on his team, he'll say, well, we need to go over here. We need to do it this way, guys. And you can tell he's been coached very well. Growing up in London, you can imagine that it's at a level a little bit above where we are in the United States. So Amir, tell us about a particular mentor in your life that's had a big impact, please.
Yeah, what's up guys? Again, my name is Amir. Just to give you a little background about where I'm from. I was from the UK, but I lived some of my years in Indonesia. So when Paul asked me to kind of come up with some coach that coached me, it's kind of difficult just to say one specific coach. So, I'm living in the UK and living in Indonesia. I can give you a couple of different people that have coached me. So in the UK, when I was playing for this team called Old Finchley, and so over there we have a Sunday league. And we usually play. It's rough and dirty, and it's pretty raw. And so I had a really good coach that was coaching our team, Jerry. I actually don't know where he's at right now, but I just remember the guy. And I used to be a keeper, and the reason I was a keeper was because I was about 230 pounds at that time. Didn't really have much movement, so that's really the only position I could play. So I needed somebody like Jerry who would just give me crap every time I'd not focus, I would slow down, I would eat bad. You always had to have that one person to tell you, hey, watch what you're doing. So he's definitely changed my life in that aspect. Then I moved to Indonesia. This was actually before that. When I was in Indonesia, I had a coach called Coach Markham. He was from Australia, and these guys are rough. Like, we were teenagers, they didn't care. They would make us do laps when we screwed up, but it was tough love, and that's really how we learned. But I feel like things slowly changed as I moved to different countries. I came to America, but in Indonesia I actually had a friend. His name was Tommy, and Tommy was my roommate. I went to boarding school. He was my roommate, and I really learned a lot from him. And it's easy to say a coach can be somebody that's older than you or coaches you in sports. It can actually just be a friend. And Tommy was one of those guys that taught me a couple of things that you would think would be easy to know, to learn, but as a kid, it's something you really need someone to kind of teach you what's the difference between right and wrong. I used to get in a lot of trouble, fighting, this, that, the other. There was a lot of racism where I'm from. So I needed somebody to kind of cool off my mind. Tommy was the guy. Tommy was my roommate. He taught me a couple of things. Integrity, Something I definitely learned with him was you have to be true to yourself. You have to be honest. And I've never, as a child, I wasn't an honest child. And that's just the child that I had. I had to kind of lie my way through things, right? We all do it as kids, but I wasn't. Something I learned from him was to kind of keep honest and stay integral to yourself. And I can honestly say that's what I've done, ever since I met the kid. So he was a very big factor in my life, big coach figure, you could say. And he was amazing at all sports. He played soccer. He was Austrian and Vietnamese mix, and so very athletic. He played soccer, basketball, literally every sport you could think of. He was amazing at. So he was very inspirational too. But like I said, these guys, I know I was supposed to give one coach. I gave you a couple different ones there, but these guys really spoke to me in a different way, and they taught me that sport is something that can really change your life. And in my case, it saved my life. I'll be honest with you. Being 230 pounds, I was on the wrong track, completely wrong track. And football, soccer, it changed my life. And so I'm grateful to it. I'm grateful for all you guys coming out here every Thursday, every Sunday, playing good games. I know you guys see me coach around because I used to captain my team. And I take that as a pleasure, as an honor. Some people like it, some don't, but when you're a coach, you don't really care, right, what people think of you. So take it how you will. I appreciate guys that listen to me. I appreciate those that don't too, because it's always fun to kind of, see people get better and better along the way, even though they may not listen, but in the back of their mind, they're listening. And so, yeah, it's very nice to play with you guys, and thanks for listening, and I'll open it up to questions for you guys.
Yeah, any questions? I've got a question.
Yeah.
How did you lose all that weight and keep it off?
So, trial and error. You 230 pounds is a big way. I did graduate school here, so if anyone that's been to graduate school or planning to go to graduate school, it's full-time school. You don't eat healthy. You don't have time to plan your meals, etc., etc. It's an excuse, I understand, but I didn't know how to do it from the beginning, right? If you don't know how to do it from the beginning, how are you going to do it when you're busy? So I really didn't have the background, so I had to educate myself. My heart disease runs in my family. My grandfather died from heart disease. My other grandfather died from he had an open heart surgery operation, died on the table. So I really have a reason to. I had a good motivation to try to lose it. So it was just changing my diet. Obviously, I think I'm still a sucker for good food, and I can still eat good food. But it was really just fixing that diet portion, and then discipline at the gym, right? Like, you just got to get in, get it done. And for me, it was no excuses. Like, once you step out of the house, that's the hardest part. Step out of the house, get to the gym, and you get there, and slowly you see the progression. And it's hard. It's not easy at all. Ask anyone. You guys are all fit. You all look like you know what you're doing, right? But you ask people that are really in a position where they're trying to lose that weight, and they just can't. It's frustrating. It's a mental game, and you just have to battle your mind. And I'd love to speak to anybody that wants to talk about something like that, because it's hard. It's very difficult to lose it, or to win that mental battle. But yeah, it's both of those things.
And how did you learn all the skills? Because you're in the goalie. You're in the goalie position.
That was the beginning of my soccer moments. Started in goal, and then as I was able to lose that weight, things get lighter. Your knees feel better. You're able to move, be a little more agile, and that's when I was able to kind of learn those skills, play with other people that taught me how to play that way. Surprisingly, watching, right? I'm sure these kids right here look like you watch a lot of soccer. You probably watch Messi, you watch Ronaldo, you watch these guys play, and that's where you get that movement from. You just learn, come out and try it a couple of times on some people, and yeah, you just learn how to do it. But again, I'm still learning from these kids as well. I'm older now, guys. I'm much older than probably most of you out here, except for you.
You're almost 40, right?
I'm almost 40, yeah. So trying to stay young, and that's really part of it. Just trying to keep healthy, keep young.
Yeah. Well, it's quite a journey. Any other questions for Amir? It's quite a journey from Indonesia to the UK, and then from being in a goalie position to coming out of the goalie position, and and that sort of helps us have a window into who you are and what you've and where you're at right now, and that's really encouraging. And I think all of us, I'm sure, have one person or two people that come to mind about that really impacted us and helped us. And come up to me afterwards and talk to me, and maybe we can have you share next Thursday night. It'd be great to have some of you other guys share about coaches and mentors and people that meant a lot. Maybe it's a roommate, maybe it's a father or a stepfather. But let's keep it coming, and let's give Amir a hand for sharing tonight. Being the first one. Thank you.